got that G and my nullos. I'm just saying. We pull up to the scene, they be filled with jealousy. If a bitch get
stop
finicky, she gon' bring the energy. I hit a phone with a
3, 2, 1, action.
Dear light.
It's Hardy and I'm back for another video, and I hope you guys are having a great time and welcome to my channel. So how are you guys doing? What's going on? Let me know in the comments below. I know it's been a while that I did a video, but wait, I think I did a video the other day. Anyway, yes, when it comes to investing, it's been a while I did a video about it, right? Yeah, I think so.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that. Let's move on.
Okay, so you guys have seen the title already. I said, how do I make $700 a month or $700 plus a month? But today I will use this opportunity to just let you guys know what I've been doing behind the scene, because I am so tired of, let's just say, the world we live in, and my goal has always been to retire early, and I've been working my way towards it. Okay,
and you will not deny me that pleasure. Hello?
I just want you guys to know what, in order for me to get to this point where I now make $700 plus dollars a month, when I saw it, I was like, wait, I finally got into this stage so I can now share it with you guys, okay? Because when I wanted to share it earlier, people were like, so now it's the right time. So in today's video, first I just want you guys to know that in order to get to this point, I have done a lot of taking a break from the way I spend. I took a step back from it. I used before, for example, I had like 10 perfumes. Now I have like 1 perfume. So in other words, I'm saying in order to get to this point where I have this type of residual income on this side on a monthly basis, I had to make some sacrifices. In fact, at first I had like 10% sacrifices, but now it's like 90% sacrifices. I used to have like 10 perfumes, now I have like 1 perfume. I used to just buy stuff and have backup. Now I have like 1 or 2 backups, and my budgeting has been more strict. Before I would always eat out, and then I realized, wait, why are you just eating out? And I saw that eating out is so expensive, so I cook a lot now, which I'm happy with because it's healthy. My lifestyle works with it, so it works for me. Someone else, it may not be easier for them, maybe, so I would recommend, okay, do 50% eating out and do 50% cooking for yourself, okay? So when I did all of this, I realized that I had this extra savings or residual, like $10, $5, $50, just like that. I just start getting this extra. So rather than just spending them or something or say, oh yeah, my god, I just won this week, so let me just spend it, no, I threw it somewhere, and I'll tell you guys where I threw it, okay, where I dumped it. But it has been life-changing because my goal is for me to be able to retire, like I just said earlier, but not just retire comfortably to a point where I right now spend about $2,000 plus on rent at the salon. My goal is that if I can get to that point of making that amount of money residually without having the salon, then the salon is gone. That's the goal, okay?
You should only go where you are celebrated, not just tolerated. There are a lot of people who are in places and around people who tolerate them, but they don't celebrate them.
So that way, wherever I move to, I can still take care of my rent, my bills, without worrying about, oh my god, I have to go work with people. Because I don't want to be someone who turns, let me say, someday become 40 and I'm still going to ask for a job to work with other people on the floor, like, oh, please give me $1 raise. I don't want to be one of the, no, I don't want to get, no. So what have I been doing? My spending, like I said, it has gone from 85%, or will I say it has gone from there it has dropped by 99% or 90%. Like, I'm not kidding you guys. Even I used to take Ubers. Oh my god, I was like an Uber queen, you know. I'll go take the train, then take an Uber. I stopped taking Ubers, I walk. So those extra 9, 10, 20, you know, 15, $20 for Ubering, I just dumped it somewhere. And that's how I built this residual income on the side, okay? And it has been humbling because, honey, my rent at the salon is $531 a week. And I'm telling you that I'm making $700 plus a month. That is 1 week settled for myself, you see. So I was like, okay, I asked for help. The government will not help me because I'm self-employed. But if someone is unemployed, they will help them. But if someone is unemployed, they will help them. But if you're self-employed, even if you're making even $10, $20, $50 a week, they don't care. It's just the truth. Provided you're working, if you're working part-time, at this point they don't even help you. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. So that's what I've been doing, cutting back on my expenses. My eating, if I was eating, let me say $100, $200 a week, now I'm eating like $50 a week, like, because I'm cooking. So I'm trying to conserve my resources I had from my previous job. So what's the secret on how I've been making $700 plus a month? Especially it started last month and this month. I wanted to be sure that I saw the balance first before telling you guys. It's called dividend investing. I know we hairstylists, we get tips from, you know, being a stylist on the floor, you know, working with other people at the salons and all that. And sometimes we are like, oh my god, we just have this extra money, we splurge it, we buy a car. I don't need a car. I don't go out that much. I live in the city. So in Massachusetts, if you live in the city, what's the point getting a car? Like, hello, if you're getting a car, maybe you're living in a place where you can park your car. But I realized if I get a car, then I have to pay for my salon rent, then pay for the car, then pay for the excise, you know, taxes on the car. And I was like, wait, why don't I just conserve all those resources and build an income for myself, so that way I don't have to worry about, oh my god, where will I, you know, get an extra income from the side? So I invested them. Yeah, I invested it in what is called dividend investing, honey. That stuff is life-saving. It's life-saving. You guys, hairstylists, service workers, please don't think that you have to have like $1 million in order for you to be able to have an extra income on the side and then retire. No, you can start with even $1,000, honey. And I'm not kidding you guys. I've been saying this, but no one is listening to me. And now you guys, here you go. You see that there? It is as real as it gets. And you know what I did? I used about 80% of it, or did I think I used 60% of it and reinvested it into the dividends, so it can just keep growing and growing and growing until I'm ready to say, okay, I'm done, you know. Guys, it works. Those tips you're just spending and splurging, you know, how about you start investing it in dividend? I'll tell you guys also the stock I invested in that is now helping me with this residual income on a monthly basis, honey. Monthly basis, guys. I'm just saying it, guys. Believe me, this stuff works. You guys think, honey, as hairstylists, service workers, you know, I always say to myself, if something happens to my hands today, how would I make a living? It has always been at the back of my mind. My friend, she's a salon owner close to me. As we speak, she's no longer working right now. She will be out of service from now until the end of September, and this is her second or third surgery already, because she has started developing carpal tunnel, you know, all this shoulder pain, this pain, that. And when you do that as a stylist, your hands it's mostly the way you make money. If you cannot do that, you're screwed, except you have a teaching job or stuff like that. And not every stylist is, you know, like, oh, Shorten will get this job to be teaching in one of the schools. It's not every stylist that has that, you know, luck or stuff. And that's why I'm explaining, you know, sharing this knowledge with you guys, because you just never know. As we speak, she will be spending thousands of dollars at this, you know, hospital for surgery to correct herself in order for her to come back. And when you're self-employed and you have your own salon, guess what? When you're out of job, you're out of job. And you'll keep paying the rent of the salon. See what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, but I
And that's the industry we are in. When you're not on the floor, you don't get paid. So I started thinking about it. I was like, if something happens, and I've been thinking about this for the past 3-4 years since I had my son, and I was like, if something happens to you today, you're screwed. How do you make a living? And that's why I've been building this. I started building this year. So I got the stock called ORC. It's called Orchid Capital. In one of my videos, I explained these dividend stocks, the dividend stocks I love investing in. ORC is the number one. And you know how much it is? It is $5 a share. So for $5 a share per share, you get 65 cents back a month. So because the dividend yield is about 15%, you get back on a monthly basis. So now imagine if you have, let's say, $100,000 and you invest it in that, you'll be getting about $1,000 or so, 1,000 more, dollars every month. That is smart. Why? Hello, that is an extra income you can now use to splurge. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to have $1 million to start planning for retirement or planning for what will I do next, with my life. Why? Because some people are stuck at a job just because they don't have another means to make a living. And I don't want to be one of those, okay? That's why I was like, okay, this works. Let me share it with you guys, okay? So stylists especially, you guys make those extra income on the side, like, tips. Those tips, I don't use my tips any longer. I use my tips. If I have any tips, I just throw it into my dividend investing. I'm like, obviously every week I buy at least 10 to 20 shares of that stock. And currently I have over 11,000 shares of that stock. So I'm building up slowly. My goal is to get to 30,000 shares, okay? And as of tomorrow, I've saved some money to throw in, so I'll have up to close to 13,000 shares, okay? So I cannot wait to see what it will yield, and when it comes, I'll just reinvest that. So that's what I've been doing. That's my secret on how I'm now making 700 plus on the side. That's why you see that value. That value is not from any, that value is from dedication, sacrifice, budgeting, just planning for the future. It's my goal. I now have a goal where I'm working towards planning for the future, where I don't have to work because I have to, but I have to now work because I want to. So as of this moment, my working is just to pay for the salon rent. Not for, I can now take care of myself if I don't have the salon. And that's good because now you have a backup plan. It's always good to have a backup plan. Hairstylists, service workers, you have to have a backup plan.
The woman I'm trying to become would draw no satisfaction from this at all. Fortunately, I'm not that woman just yet.
Someday your waist, your shoulder, you're not 20 forever. So when you have to start thinking about that, okay? So that's what I've been doing. Orchid Capital, honey. Woo! Yes, I just get me my, if I have $50, I throw it in there. That's 10 shares, okay? You know what that's giving me? $6.5. Simple. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do, guys. You have to start thinking about investing in dividends, okay? So my portfolio now, I now have 50-something% of my portfolio is now in dividends, and the other percent is in growth stocks. Honey, I learned my lessons from the stock market after all these months. Believe me, I know what I know. FOMO, I don't do FOMO. Nope. I deal with my, portfolio in a unique way now. So yes, guys, consider going into dividend stocks. Whenever, sometimes you can trade it back in, trade some, use it and do some quick swings, quick trades, and then trade back into the dividends. Guys, this is how I've been doing it, and I just wanted to share this with you guys, okay? I love you all so much, so go out there, and if you start thinking about, let me start planning for the future, especially after COVID, you saw how once it was a lockdown, most people were out of jobs and stuff like that, and then now they're like, you have to come back, we'll pay you this, but remember what it was like before you went there. And now with the way they're giving, it will be on a whole different level. It's like, guys, when I left the 9 to 5 working with other people, I made up my mind that I want to be unemployable. Not self-employed, but unemployable. In other words, I don't want to have a resume, go and get a job, or work with people and say, oh, I have to work with you now so you can pay. No, I don't. Being unemployable means the way you make a living does not depend on working with people or interacting with people or servicing people. You're unemployable. That means you have left the corporate world, and that's the goal. Right now, I've left the corporate world, but I'm still self-employed. And when I work, I take the money and pay for the rent. So in other words, I'm kind of still working for someone else. I want to be unemployable completely, which means completely done with working with people, servicing people. They stay there, I stay here, and I'm still making a living. You see what I'm talking about? That's why some people, we all have 24 hours, but there are people who make money in their sleep, and this is how they do it. And now that I found out about it, I'm sharing it with you guys, okay? I love you all so much. Go out there and start considering it if you should start investing in dividend. In my opinion, honey, you better think about it, guys. You know I love you all so much, but it's a fact, honey. It's just the fact. Any way I see to help myself, I'll help everyone else, okay? Because we, the little ones, we need to start making something for ourselves, honey. It is what it is.
Richie, bitch.
Also, I realized that when I was working in the corporate world, working with other people, I have like 6, 7, 8, 10 shoes. Honey, I work for myself now, and I just realized, guys, you would not believe it. I only use one shoe, salon shoe. And I was like, wait, I have this, I don't use them. They're in there. Even the clothings, they're all in there. So I was like, wait, you're just wearing black and black, you know, you're just wearing your outfits, your work outfits. You don't even use the other outfits. So you see, sometimes when we have those 9-to-5 jobs, we just spend, you know, like, oh, we can afford it, you know. We don't even look at the price tags, right? But now, honey, I'm not looking at the price tags, but I'm thinking about the price tags, because I was like, wait, like, I think about the price tags before even making my purchases. So I was like, wait, what? So in my head now, I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could sell all those stuff now, and you know what, invest it. So in every time I'm thinking about how to increase my dividend investing. I'm not kidding you, I cannot help it, but it's just the truth. Like, I'm like, okay, you know. So that's what, as an investor, I realized I look at money in a whole different light. I have one pair of shoes, it dilapidated, and now I just ordered a new one on, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I only afford or buy what I can afford. I don't just buy and not have a plan on how to pay back. No, honey. Now when I buy, I'm like, okay, you can pay back, and my dividends now can do that. If I have any extra cost, my dividends can take care of that. See what I'm saying there? Now food can be taken care of, and some parts of rent. Someday it will be rent and food. Some, you know, I'm looking at, that's how I'm building. But I'm not kidding you, before I have like, I wear one shoe now, and I'm like, wait, and now the other shoe is dilapidated, and I'll take it out, and once I take that shoe out, I'll get a new one.
I am gagged.
So all the other shoes I have, I don't wear them. So styling shoe, resistant, and I've worn this shoe until, see, that is what this shoe looks like now. Because of COVID, people kept, you know, stopped coming to the salon. So any little money I had, I was just using my savings to just pay the rent just to stay afloat. And even when I asked for the government to help me, they didn't help me. Rather, they're like, oh, you owe us, you have to pay us. And that's how I got to this point. So when that happened, I had to rethink my, you know, like, okay, your savings are going down. If you just keep using it, it will be gone. So that's why I use my savings and put it into a dividend investment, so that way I can be making an extra income. Yeah. So now the shoe has gotten to this point, I just got a new pair of the shoes. Yeah, honey, so when people look at me on the street, guess what they're saying? I'm sure they're like, oh. Oh my god, I'm sorry, baby. Okay. I'm sure they're like, boy, I'm not kidding you. I don't care about how I look on the streets at all. On the trains, I don't. It's weird, right? Someone like me that take, you know, like, my, you know, I don't, has like maturity, honey. My birthday is next week, and I was like, the things I used to, you know, like, oh my god, I no longer I'm happy with this mentality. I was like, wow, this is maturity. It's a whole different level. My deodorants, I don't buy 20, I just buy 3 or 4. And when they're on sale, that's when I buy them. Keep 3 at the back, so that way I'm smelling fresh, looking, you know, nice. You're not gonna look under my shoe to see what it looks like. And if you see, oh well, you know. But yeah, I have a new pair now too. Before I'll have, like, I'm not kidding, I have shoes that I've never worn since 2014, 2015. But that there, my fancy shoes in there, I don't wear them because at the sun you just break your ankle. So I was like, and that's because, hello. So yeah, I love you all so much, but is this what it is? And I didn't pick in high school, honey. I'm still out here getting cuter mentally. I'm planning, honey. I want to retire young. I want to retire having energy. I want to retire when my body is still okay? Because guys, you see these people you work with, these customers, they're flourishing, building, moving on, you know. Some of my guests have moved away. And I was like, wait, you can't be stuck like this just here trying to pay this rent and struggle year after year and make these people look good, look cute while you're struggling. Start finding a backup plan to say deuces when it's time, okay? So I love you all so much, but that's just the truth.
Cause I'm loving myself real good.
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
In a way that you never could.